Hello, bonjour, and welcome back to Viva Tech 15, your weekly show to catch up on tech news from all around the world. You are in the Viva Tech kitchen, so grab your coffee or your tea, and I'll take you on a tour for the latest tech trends and kick-ass innovations, the one that will blow your minds. Before we start, if you like what you're seeing and don't want to miss the next episode, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, today we are talking crypto with an amazing woman, Anne Connelly. She's the head of blockchain faculty at Singularity University and a consultant on NFTs, crypto, metaverse, and blockchain, teaching global leaders how exponential technologies can solve problems that impact people. But before we welcome Anne, it's time for the Insider. Here are a few facts about crypto that you probably have never heard before. There are over 300 million crypto users worldwide. Europe ranks second with 38 million users, right behind Asia. Bitcoin uses less than half the energy of the traditional financial system. Vitalik Buterin, founder and philanthropist, gave over $1 billion in crypto to COVID relief only last year. 1.2 billion people live under double, triple, and quadruple inflation rates. The top 3 countries for growth in crypto adoption are Vietnam, India, and Pakistan. Let's now join Anne Connelly for the kitchen talk. Hello, Anne. Welcome to our kitchen. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me today.
Right. So where are you based right now?
Right now, I'm in Mexico. I'm just about to head to an event with a number of people from the cryptocurrency space and talk about what the latest and greatest is and how we can use the technology to change the world around us.
Outstanding. Great. So I hope you're enjoying. You're taking time for yourself too.
Yes, a little bit.
That's brilliant. So, Anne, we're very excited to have you on the show this week and to talk about crypto. So, probably, for all the neophytes and those who don't know a lot how it works, how many cryptos are there today and why do we have so many?
There's thousands of different cryptocurrencies, and each one has a different number of people that are using it. For example, Bitcoin, it's predicted there's going to be over 1 billion people using it by the end of 2022. And there's other much smaller tokens that have really small niche communities around them. And I think the key thing to understand is, when you think about national currencies, it's sort of the same thing. There are national currencies that, billions of people use, and there are ones that not so many, or there aren't as many users. And so each cryptocurrency really has a function or a project that it's working with, and each project has a different number of people that are associated with it and want to use the token to actually participate.
Wow. So what would you say? Why are so many people turning to crypto? For example, I know in Africa, in Nigeria, for example, I know that lots of people are very fond of using crypto.
Yeah, Nigeria is a huge adoptive country, Vietnam as well. The reality is people are adopting cryptocurrency all over the world and for a variety of different reasons. So if you look at, globally, more than 1.4 billion people live under inflation rates of double, triple, or quadruple digits, which is astronomical. So if you can imagine, your life savings just disappearing overnight because of government mismanagement of the financial system, for people like that, having the ability to choose what unit of money that they're using is a really important thing. So for a lot of people, it's a hedge against inflation. For a lot of people, there's really great function around it. They can send money easily across borders back to family in their home country, or they're able to do business in a much more efficient fashion because they're not having to deal with the regulatory and operational constraints of today's money system.
Absolutely. So how do you see the world evolving? Do you see a world without fiat currency?
I think in my lifetime, what we'll see is a world where cryptocurrency is absolutely pervasive. I think we're going to see a number of central bank digital currencies that will come out, or sort of a digitized version of fiat currencies.
Some of them are already
Um,
doing that, I think.
That's right. They're already happening. So we've seen, Bahamas was definitely leading the way, but there's a number of other countries that are looking into it as well. I think, again, the most important thing is that people have choice. If they choose to use their national currency, then that's great. If they choose to use cryptocurrency, that's great as well. And I think by virtue of having competition on the market, governments will actually be forced to improve their national currencies and the way that they operate, which will be good for everyone on the planet.
What is for you the one thing that crypto could solve that, fiat money cannot?
One of my favorite examples really is looking at fast real time donations across borders. So, if you look at the natural disasters that have been happening, Tonga, for example, with the volcano that happened, if you wanted to send money from France or North America to Tonga, and you say wanted to make a $25 donation to help support the people there, getting money through a banking system, quickly from, the United States to Tonga it's almost impossible. It would
Mm,
probably cost you $25 just to send the wire, and it would take probably 5 or 10 days to get there, which isn't acceptable in the case of a natural disaster. Whereas with cryptocurrency, you can send it directly to the person you want to send it to within a matter of minutes for a fraction of a dollar.
fantastic. So we need to speak about the risks too. So what are the risks?
What are the risks? I mean, it depends on what your perspective is, I suppose. Certainly with some cryptocurrencies, there's a volatility risk, but that
Hmm.
risk is also an opportunity. For many people, it's safer to have their money in a volatile cryptocurrency than it is to store it in a national fiat currency.
Right.
Other risks, goodness, I don't know. I see just benefits, really. No, I think once everyone's come over the education bump and really
Mm,
getting to understand how everything works, and we can help get the acceptance of cryptocurrency across different stores and suppliers and that type of thing. It'll roll out the same way credit cards did. In the early days, not many people had them, not many people accepted them, but now they're everywhere. And if you're not accepting them, you're actually at a huge disadvantage.
fantastic. So that's great. That's crypto. Let's now move to blockchain, which is the underlying technology behind crypto. I've heard so many things about blockchain. Could you give us your expert definition of what are we talking about?
Yeah, if you can imagine essentially every transaction that happens between people and banks and governments and stores every day, if all of those transactions were stored in one record,
Hmm.
that's essentially what a blockchain is, except those records and those transactions are stored in little chunks called blocks. And the blocks are connected in the format of a chain. And that chain essentially just makes it really, really hard or basically impossible to hack in and change any of those transactions, which makes it really safe and really secure. But what's really exciting is there's actually a copy of this chain stored on thousands of computers all over the world, which just makes it that much safer and that much more secure.
Hmm.
But where blockchains really have their impact is they enable you to create applications and systems that don't have centralized intermediaries. So groups like governments or corporations that sit at the middle of transactions to help provide trust when you don't trust the person you're transacting with. Blockchain can actually replace that trust, making these transactions much more efficient, much more effective, and much less likely to fall prey to things like corruption.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why it is so popular. So, very briefly, we are already using blockchain today in transactions. It's already happening. So let's take, for example, will it replace our social security number? Do you see that happening?
Yeah, absolutely. Many of the services that we currently rely on governments for today will be replaced with blockchain based systems. So, looking at land title records and the amount of land title fraud that happens around the world, by
Mm,
having an immutable record on a blockchain, that type of fraud can't happen. But one of the most interesting areas that we're looking at with blockchain is, of course, decentralized identity, and this idea that the government owns your identity and can take it away from you whenever they want. But if you
mm,
have a blockchain based ID, you are the owner of that identity. And you can add different attestations, different proof to that identity to make it stronger and stronger as you go through your life. And so there's really exciting applications that are going to fundamentally shake up the structure that we've built our entire society upon. So there'll be a lot of exciting movement in the space
mm.
that just really helps us redesign the world that we live in.
That's exciting to hear. But decentralized governance, that's challenging too.
It can be challenging, but again, it's a bit of a learning curve. Like right now, DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations, are becoming very popular, and they're essentially models of governance that you can use across a variety of different use cases that enable governance with large groups of people who live all over the world but are coming together to work on something that is a
Mm-hmm.
shared passion. So that could be an investment DAO that does venture capital in different companies. It could be a company itself. It could be, a granting DAO that wants to donate money to different causes. But what happens is it enables every person that's a part of that community to
Hmm.
actually participate and have their vote counted towards, whatever the activities of that DAO are, but do it in a transparent manner and then have all of the funds
Mm-hmm.
reported in a very transparent way.
Thank you, Anne, for sharing. It was great to have you on the show. Hope to see you in VivaTech if you can travel.
That sounds great.
And if you are interested in crypto and blockchain, check out Anne's YouTube videos or read her books, Trust about blockchain and Bitcoin and the future of fundraising. Exciting. And don't miss Anne, she's coming back in the Speakeasy. You guys are staying with me, so what's next? What's hot lately in the ecosystem of startups and innovations? Alexi tells us everything in the Tech Radar. Hey Alexi, what's up? Good to see you again.
Hi, Asha.
So, new week, new innovations.
Exactly. So, these insights were so interesting. So I kind of digged up a bit in kind of the blockchain industry, and I realized that what it could completely revolutionize is the healthcare industry. So today I wanted to share with you a few of crazy futuristic concepts in healthcare industry that are already saving lives today.
All right, and I know that the healthcare industry, there are lots of things moving right now. So, I'm curious now, tell me.
So the first one is called Skull Tech. And if you know anything about Band-Aids, just forget it. Because basically they're creating the next generation of health and skin bandage. And what they do is that they 3D print personalized Band-Aid for athletes to prevent injuries before they even happen.
You mean human skin?
No, fake skin.
Fake skin.
Yeah, it's actually
Okay.
kind of a special stuff that they put on your skin.
Right, that's brilliant.
But the next one, because we're speaking about skin, is called Cutiss. So it's a Swiss company that is literally 3D printing skins for people that have severe skin
And now
injuries.
that's real human
And
skin.
that's really your skin. And it gives the chance to people to have basically personalized treatment for their skin, and it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's a breakthrough, and I think I know a couple of people who will be happy to know about this new innovation. What have you got? Other innovations?
And the last one is called Everdrone, because as you know, healthcare is also up in the air. And for the first time in history, just a few days ago, one of their drones, because they're having this kind of drones for logistics, saved a man's life in Sweden because they were bringing him really quickly a defibrillator while he was doing an heart attack.
Drones saving human lives, that's the future. Right, so you didn't bring anything today.
Now, today's a bit special. I didn't bring you anything because I'm actually wearing the innovations that
You
I want
mean
to
on
talk to you. Exactly,
Yeah, okay,
exactly. So
I'm curious.
if you trust me, just give me your hands and we can try something.
Is that a little bit dangerous?
It's not dangerous, I promise.
Okay.
I hope so. I hope
Okay,
so.
I trust you, Alexi. Right? Oh, wow.
Can you feel it?
Yeah. So what are we doing here? That's,
It's cool, right?
yeah.
So what we're doing is what we call augmented skin technologies. So basically we kind of cheated a bit and we have kind of a whole display underneath us. But what it does is it's using our body energy to create and make our skin sensitive and interactive.
Okay. And this is very helpful, for example, to communicate.
Exactly. So it's developed by a French startup that's called Tactilaptic. And I'm sure that you can imagine crazy things that we could do in art, in entertainment, with this kind of experiences. But originally, it's been created to help people with disabilities to communicate with others and open up.
Brilliant, brilliant. Right, so can we do it again?
We can try it again if you want. And you can see that it kind of reacts to the way that we're basically touching. It's interesting, right?
It's very fun.
So it's super interesting because it's kind of the year for Tactilaptics, and what they're trying to do is kind of take this device out of the labs and putting it in the real hands of people that really needs it. And with a bit of luck, you might be able to try the experience at VivaTech for the first time.
And we can change the music, right?
Yes.
So we can put any music we like.
Yes, there's plenty of experience that we can experience.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Alexi. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to see you next week.
Yes, me too.
Right, so we're almost at the end of our show today. If you are a startup watching us right now and you would like to join us at VivaTech next June, well, that's possible. Apply for the Startup Challenge. Links are in the description below. Now, do you have your ticket for VivaTech 2022? I know you have yours. You told me last week, so hurry up. They're on sale right now. Early bird rate. It won't last forever, so go get yours. Well, it's now time to conclude our episode this week. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did and discovered amazing things here. I'll see you next week for another episode, but don't leave yet. It's now time to meet Anne again in the Speakeasy. See you next week. Bye.
My favorite tech gadget has to be my virtual reality headset. I have an Oculus Quest 2 and it takes me to the most magical places. I'm pretty good with email. I have probably 12 unread emails for today, but I'm sure that I'll probably have many more by the end of the day. I am definitely a night owl. My favorite time to work is 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. If I could change one thing in the world, it would be the number of people using cryptocurrency. I'd love to see that number go up so that everyone can be a part of this incredible societal change. I would tell my 18-year-old self that you have no idea how incredible life is going to be, and not to limit your dreams because you'll achieve them. Ethereum. 95%. By 2025, I think Bitcoin will probably be worth $500,000.